Hey guys, Joel Bridewell here. Thanks for joining me on Marriage and Family Monday. If you haven't taken a look at the Finance Friday on the emergency fund, take a look at that and give me your feedback. I'll be dealing with Select the Bible topic Tuesday next time, so I encourage you to cast a vote and I'll address that issue. On Marriage and Family Monday, I want to talk to you about as you're raising children and preparing them for dating. So you and your spouse need to decide when's a good time that you believe your child is ready to date. Now, some will do it at early teenage years. Some will do it about the time they're out of the house. We have found, we believe, a good age is 16. But not everybody agrees with us. Some would let them date sooner than that. We believe it's best to start off with group dating, to go out instead of one-on-one. You're out there with a few other friends and get to know the person and be in some places where it's not quite as uncomfortable the first time they're dating, when you're around some others and it's not just you and the other person kind of thing. And then that can grow into a dating or a more of a courtship where you're focusing on that one individual and so forth. I'm a big believer that if you're raising a son and they're wanting to begin dating another girl, even again in a group date, it ought to be he goes to the father and says, "Hey, this is what I'm thinking about." Goes to the father of the girl and goes and says, I would like to begin dating your daughter in this way, and kind of lays out this group dates and see what might progress from this, and kind of get his permission. And if it's a daughter, I believe a man starting to come to your daughter, they need to approach you. A young man needs to approach you. So those, I believe, it lets the man be the head of the home the way the Bible lays it out, especially looking at passages like Ephesians chapter 5, where the husband's the head of the home. The father is the responsibility one. Ephesians chapter 6. 1 Peter 3 talks about husbands as head of the home. So it just puts them back in charge. They're the authority figure, and so you're going to get permission from them, and then they can let you know what is and is not allowed, and even if it's permitted. And plus, if the daughter is not crazy about the guy and she doesn't really want to pursue that, it allows the dad to do the hard stuff and say, no, she's not ready to date you, without necessarily having to go into ideas of just saying, hey, she doesn't care for you or whatever. He can just lay that out and he gets to have that conversation, whereas she may not be as equipped for that. And then obviously as they get older, they can be better prepared once they go through some of those processes and all. But some people say, we don't need to do group dating, we can skip right on and so forth. I'm just saying there's a big temptation out there when you're alone together, and you ought to help set some parameters as parents, set some parameters for your children so they don't fall to temptation too soon. Anybody can, don't get me wrong, but we're called as parents to raise them up in a godly way and to take care of them. And I would say, obviously, you got to let them begin to explore at some age, whether you decide 14, 15, 16, whatever, and let them begin to explore that relationship with someone else and what that looks like when they're talking with them and so forth, and getting to know them better. So give me feedback. Let me hear what you've tried or what you're planning on doing. And you may not agree with me. I'm okay with that. There's different ways to parent and to parent responsibly, but make sure you're doing that, and make sure you're doing it in a way that honors God and His Word while taking care of your children. All right? So give me some feedback. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you again soon.